It's like we're not gonna be here anymore unless you're gonna pay us to be here. It's like that's not how you do world politics.
Okay. Let me play devil's advocate. Maybe not devil's advocate because I'm not exactly arguing your point, but I
He's
thought
not
about
completely
this.
wrong in that thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've put so much money and resources into policing the rest of the world because the rest of the world doesn't do shit.
yes. There we go. Okay, so now you're talking. Okay, like if I were like running or whatever, well, like what would I actually have the balls to say about how to make the world, make this country a better place at
We,
least? It would
yeah,
be
we
like,
are the enforcers of the UN.
you know what?
When the UN decides something, they don't do shit with their people. They send us.
Well, you know
We go
what
do the
then?
shit.
Fuck them. No. Like, take all that money essentially that you're giving the military. I mean, don't fucking downsize completely, but put that in other shit. Like if it's this such a ridiculously inflated budget. I mean, what about education or healthcare for everybody, or
They ain't putting that money anywhere but in their own pockets.
college educations, or paying off
They don't care about
debt?
that.
Right.
They don't care about that. They just care about lining their own
That's the number
pockets.
one form of debt in the country. So
They
that's the
can't pass
biggest
a
cash
single
cow.
bill that will benefit the country as a whole, but they'll vote every year to line their pockets.
Keeping us in debt is profitable for them.
Yep.
Right? We're on the same page with that, right?
Oh yeah.
So
And creating more ways for the general population to put themselves into more debt.
I think taking whatever this, inflated budget of the military is and reassessing it, and also, yeah, like pulling back, don't be so prevalent. And you know what? Sometimes it's just another fucking country's problem. Okay, oh, you call us for help. You know what? Fucking, like, part of me also thinks, like, the world used to operate on I have a bigger army, I have a bigger dick, your land is now my land because that's just the fucking way it is. Okay, well, you know what? If two countries get into a war with each other that have that are not Americans, why should we be involved in it at all?
Because we signed trade deals with them for their oil and other resources. So we have to protect our interests.
That's a good argument. I mean, that's a good devil's EU. I didn't really think of that, but that's evil and
Hmm.
okay because it'll be better for us if we get involved somehow.
That's why we have bases in places where we shouldn't.
Okay, so you just convinced the American soldier that he's fighting for the freedom of Americans when he's dying in a land for in a war that has nothing to do with fucking America.
Hmm. Because it keeps the other countries at bay, just having our presence there.
You keep the fighting over there so it doesn't happen here.
Yep.
That's the
And
logic.
there's a book that I wish I could remember the name of, but we were briefed about it by a retired major who gave a great speech on PTSD and all sorts of other shit, including why we need to always have a foothold in the Arab countries because they won't strike us on our soil until they get us off of theirs, which is a hard lesson that Russia learned. They hit one of their schools and slaughtered hundreds of children,
Wait,
and the
Russia got
people didn't
attacked?
do shit. Yeah, and Russia went bankrupt because they put armed guards on every single bus in the country, and they couldn't afford to do that shit.
That wasn't like when Russia like collapsed. USSR collapsed.
Hmm.
That's not what you're talking about.
No, post that they'll never financially recover because of that kind of shit.
So wait, hold on. Say what you said again. So they pulled back a military force and then got attacked.
Yep, because they were no longer on the foreign soil. So instead of attacking them in their own country, which is where the target should be, they hit them in a very vulnerable state because they don't play by Geneva rules. They don't play was it the Queen of Marksbury rules? They will hit you exactly where they know you're weakest.
And by they, you
and
mean...
that's going to be at the schools. That's going to be at the unprotected.
You're saying fucking Muslim terrorists are gonna drop a bomb on a school load of kids or whatever just because?
Oh, they didn't even do bomb. It was straight up. They took it over.
Like they just ran up there with guns and just
Yep.
executed
They took over the
everybody, or what?
school, moved all the children and people into the gymnasium, and the enforcers and everybody else couldn't do anything about it. It went on for at least a week.
Did they make it out
Kids
alive or not?
and teachers. No, there was a massacre.
But they just killed like a.
By the end of it,
them.
yeah, people were so angry about it. It's like if they were doing that in the States, like people would bring their own weapons and take care of it.
Now, that was
But
well. In
the
all
police
honesty,
didn't do anything because if they were to do anything, that they would execute all the hostages, which in the end they ended up doing that anyway.
Okay, now back to the discussion at hand. Okay, America, world police. Okay. I didn't see anything like that, but
No, I didn't know about it until we got the briefing, and then a whole lot of other shit made sense.
to me that's still like that might be a great thing or not a great thing, a terrible thing, but like the great value of the presence in preventing that. And I actually do remember Sergeant Basham, again, one of the
Yep.
only ones I liked from back in the day.
Big old boy, yep.
Yeah. He told me, he's like, all these countries that we were in, I think he was in, I think it was like Bosnia, Sarajevo, or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like that, I think it was like Slobodan Milosevic tried that ethnic cleansing, just fucking like murdered a whole bunch of fucking people or whatever.
Yep.
And he's like, look, I was there for a year, and it was like an 11-month presence or whatever, and then we finally saw kids playing out in the streets again.
Mm-hmm.
So, to make your kind of argument for you, like that presence, okay, I can acknowledge that and the importance of it. I still like assign the responsibility of that to that fucking country.
The country doesn't give a shit about its people or anything else.
Then
It's
why
all
should
a bunch of
we?
small warring states. Because a destabilized country with people with access to dangerous weapons will not stay in their country. They are a guerrilla tactics people. And if there's anything that they see as evil, which of course is going to be the West and their capitalist ideologies, they're going to strike just because they can. Because they're fervent, radicalized individuals.
You're essentially saying, let's say, like...
Look at the Crusades.
Let me, hold on, I got this, I think I got this second for a little bit, but then I'll give it right back to you. You're talking about, like, okay, peaceful country has a powerful weapon for whatever reason. They're taken over by not so peaceful country, and not so peaceful country fucking really hates us. So
or their own internal strife and people, yeah.
Okay, so in that value, the American presence in the other country needs to remain. Like, you would be arguing still for that presence.
Unfortunately.
Okay. How would you feel about a base from another country in Phoenix? How would that be received by people? There's a French base somewhere, and there's just fucking, it's France there. And
I mean, as soon as anyone yells something, then they'll surrender to them, so.
you get what I'm fucking saying. Okay, how about a Russian base? Not that there would ever really be one, or whatever, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, if we were if we were the losers of a worldwide aggression, absolutely, I would expect there to be some sort of, it's peacekeeping's the wrong word.
Presence reminding?
Yeah, the presence reminding of the other states that had to suppress us. I would expect that. If we did the Germany and tried to take over the world and we got our asses handed to us, I would absolutely expect there to be bases across our country.
So the fact that a base
But you look, we
exists,
don't have bases in Russia. We don't have bases in China.
well, I think because, well, I guess they would be considered superpowers, right? And
Mm-hmm.
don't
But we
fucking
sure as
want us
hell have
there.
bases in Japan.
I mean,
We've got
is it
joint
really?
bases in Korea.
Is it okay? Is it really the fact that like it's not the military might factor? I mean, whatever. Win the wars. You know, like our dick's fucking bigger than yours. That's why you don't have bases in our country, but we do in yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I honestly I never even thought of that. Honestly, I think like, even in like some NATO peacekeeping fucking kind of way, like yeah, we could say okay, France was technically never our enemy. They were just invaded.
We've got bases in Italy.
But I mean, well,
They
Italy
were
was
all
was
Axis
technically, well, France
entities at
wasn't.
certain points in time. But same as
Italy was though,
even for
yes.
allies, like we've got bases in England. It's like
Yeah,
why? It's like well because we're an ally of them, and having our materials and people in their countries also provides the buffer of we're also now a shield for you being here. That they wouldn't have to completely shoulder the burden of protecting themselves. We have an inherent interest in protecting them while we're there.
I would. Okay, I guess in the context that I'm thinking of it, like America and England,
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
I
we're
would still see
allies.
it like yeah. Honestly, as an American, I would love to go fucking out to a bar, and I'm sure there are a lot of Britain people. Like I'd meet at the bar, and we'd curse at fucking football and have a blast or whatever. Now,
Germany, same deal.
okay, but now still the established presence of this country in your country. I just
Even if they're a
I can't.
friendly country, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around what that feels like. I guess that's because I live in this country and that doesn't exist here. Unless
Yeah,
like
we've got our own military bases all the way across us.
the closest. I mean, the closest that you and I will ever experience, at least in that context. Obviously, you've already lived overseas or whatever. Um, like for me, it's like going to one of these really, not fluent grocery stores. Really, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's almost like foreign soil.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Really,
If you go to Chinatown, if you go to
yes.
Little
English is
Italy or something like that,
English
yeah,
is a
where
second language.
the immigrant population is so concentrated that they have effectively a claim in
Yes,
our own, yeah.
that's where I mean that's honestly where I live. Like the grocery store, the closest one, it's a tiny little Mexican place.
Hmm.
No habla inglés anywhere in there. Like,
Oh yeah,
I mean they'll.
I'll guarantee you, it's some of the best food you ever have.
Yeah, I've never actually tried their food, which they do
Mm.
make, but I see flies rolling around on the fucking produce, so I don't buy anything there that's not packaged.
That's just
So
extra protein.
now
That'll boost your immune system.
Now I will. There's another Mexican. I mean, it's like a tiny little strip mall kind of establishment. The
Hmm.
guy making the food next to them,
Hmm.
I would fucking do a blindfold like Pepsi challenge. Here's the plate that you pay $50 for. Here's this guy's burrito that I paid fucking $10 for at this shithole. Tell me,
Hmm.
you know, tell me if you can taste the difference, and I guarantee you couldn't because they're delicious. There's also a lot
It's
of
like
food trucks out here.
we've done the Asian markets around here. It's like there's some decent ones, and they all some of them have gotten access to some convenience store fare, like the rice balls and such, and they're all right. I wouldn't go out of my way to get them. The
Here's
wife just recently went to two places. One's called Daiso. The other one's called H Mart.
Oh
The
yeah, there's one here.
Yeah, one's Japanese, one's Korean.
Yeah.
They are so legit. It's ridiculous. The food quality is worlds above. It's like you have the Olive Garden version of pasta, and you have literal in Italy version of pasta.
Hold on. I think this.
The quality is just so different. It's like getting a Wagyu steak version of whatever food you're eating.
Hold on, I gotta
And
see.
it is like you said, it was what, a 40-minute drive?
What?
It's a 40-minute drive to get there.
To the
I
Asian
had
market?
some of this, yeah, the not the Asian market, it's like the Asian markets.
Okay.
It would be worth the drive.
Okay.
I would go an hour and a half out of my way to hit up these places with what she brought home.
All I remember, okay, I went to this place. It was when I was doing the cooking stream and I wanted to make my own egg rolls. And
Yeah, yeah,
obviously, I even wanted to make my own shit. And you're like, no. Mm-mm.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about. Go buy the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
rolls.
Yeah, just buy the rolls.
Just buy the
They're
fucking
just as
rolls.
good. It's great to do it once yourself, so you understand the frustration and the effort that goes into it. But then absolutely just fucking buy them after that.
No, I'm glad I listened to you after I realized like what was ahead of me.
hmm we've done our own
Yeah,
wontons, we've done our own rolls. It is a pain in the ass. It's it's really like back-breaking labor.
the
And in
place.
the end, the quality of it is no better than what you can buy straight done already at the store. Because that stuff's hand. So most of those are hand rolled too, if you get the right ones. And even the mass market ones aren't that bad. The only thing I would consider is like if there's a dietary restriction that you have, or there's just a flavor that you want to have in it. Like I love the pages we've got, white people making Asian food, and some of it is legit. Like this is some really good stuff. Some of it's like, yeah, this is cringe. Like that's exactly why that sort of page exists.
Oh, I see H Mart.
Yeah, H Mart and Daiso. Daiso.
Hold on. Okay, so here we go. I think I don't know if it was this place. It might have been this place. I'm
hmm
looking right. Okay, this looks like this place. Yeah, this is. I think this might have been the place that I went and found my egg roll thing at.
hmm Yeah, if you got access to those, you got access
There's an
to
H
like
Mart
some of the
in Denver.
best quality. Yeah,
So,
that's worth it. If you're gonna hit up Asian, that's where you go.
so then okay, so you've been to this establishment before, and I remember it. So I remember I
I
asked
have
you one
not
thing.
yet. The wife has,
Okay,
but from what she was telling me of the place and what she brought home from those places, like, yeah, okay, I would go there
okay.
out of my way just to hit those places,
This
and they've
is a
got open food court too.
this is a thing that I remember. Like I remember telling you this, and you specifically like having a reaction. So I said,
hmm
when I mean I got the thing, and everyone there was super nice, but no
hmm
habla. I mean, not
Yeah,
whatever the
no,
Japanese
absolutely.
version is. No speak English from anybody.
hmm
So I had to like get real comical with like I need to know sign languagey, and like
Oh
some
yeah, you
people
can
were like
still get
laughing and
things
like
across.
helping, like they were helping me, but oh shit, I'm just anyway. Egg roll thing. I mean, like,
The
oh,
wrapper, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so one thing I do remember is walking by the fish part,
hmm
and it stank.
hmm
But I mean, like it smells like fish. Obviously, you go to Walmart, you don't get that. I don't know if it's like well ventilated. I remember telling you that, and it
Well
was kind of
ventilated, yeah.
like your foodie nerd boner like popped up, and you're like, oh my god, no, that's how it's supposed to be. Like it didn't really smell like bad, but it like I mean,
It definitely smells of the sea. Yeah, being in Italy and going to the open air markets, yeah, that is a stench.
yeah, but it's
You
legit.
know it's all yeah, you know it's all fresh caught that morning. Is like that is there's the rotten fish smell, and then there's the fresh fish smell from the ocean. There's two different scents.
Now, if that place served like you know, if they had like a thing of like Kroger brand sushi, not Kroger brand, but you know what I mean. Like Kroger will have like a little fucking like tin or whatever, not tin. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, these places will have bentos and pre-made things all over the place. I would absolutely buy those.
Yeah.
Like I said, we bought the little rice ball things from our local Asian market. They were hard and not really that flavorful.
You think you'd get real
She
wasabi?
bought the same, no, she bought the same type of things from the other two places. Worlds different. Like these were good. The rice was soft. It was slightly sweet. The filling was great. It's like, yeah, I would pay extra for that.
I mean, I love sushi, so that's
Hmm.
you were with me the first time I tried it, and I loved it surprisingly. And that's maybe one of the rare foods where it's like I'm willing to pay extra for this. Like I can eat a pizza for half the price and get twice the food, but like
It's an experience.
Yeah.
And the flavors you'll get from that, you won't
the
get.
value, yeah, the value of that exists in the flavor of what I'm eating.
And I'm sure you guys have some legit like um, conveyor belt sushis out there somewhere. We've got our go-to here. We've hit up a couple of interesting niche ones too, where it's like a fusion sushi, where they'll make roast beef sushis and all sorts of shit. It's like this is obviously catering to American tastes, but then we've hit up the actual Asian ones, and they do have sliced beef and stuff on some of theirs, but it's not the same. I think the most hilarious thing we get here is the Mexican sushi because
Wait.
it's all deep fried.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, is Mexican sushi like a fucking tortilla with fish? Like it's almost like a taco, and
Oh
then
no, it's straight up like you would get a California roll, but it's battered and deep fried. It's like
So it's
every
breaded.
single roll that these places have is deep fried. I was like, oh, and it doesn't matter what's in it; they all taste exactly the same. It all tastes like fried. Like, I ordered like 3 or 4 different rolls, and they all tasted exactly the same.
You know what? Give me some ranch dressing. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Ranch dressing and wasabi. You know what? I'll take 2 of them.
It wasn't bad, but yes, they all tasted exactly a deep fried goodness.
You know,
No flavor notes, no nothing.
as I'm gonna hold on, I'm gonna bounce for a second because I'm gonna make myself another drink. But I'm gonna leave you with this thought. As much as I love sushi, I couldn't like tell you what I was eating if you blindfolded me. I love the sushi and like the texture and whatever. It works. But like
There is some that is
I couldn't
a
tell
bit
you
oily,
the flavor of
or
like fish or whatever.
yeah, there are some fish I stay away from.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I put food up at some point. I'll wait till he gets back so I can tell him I'm gonna go put food up. Damn cookie thief. I'm gonna make myself a plate of macaroni just because. With a scoop of mashed potato just because. I cooked that shit, I'm eating it. And now it's not overcooked this time. Yeah, it's been underneath it. As I said, the top one was just the overflow. There should be at least 3 layers in that thing beneath it. I didn't remember that recipe making that many cookies in a single batch. surprised you haven't devoured all the twists already.
Okay, so yeah, I
Okay,
wouldn't be able to
I'm
like
gonna go put up.
a grouper, salmon, whatever. I mean, lobster. I could look at it and be like, okay, is it lobster? Or is it imitation lobster? I don't know.
Oh no, you're talking the crab stick, yeah.
Or imitation crab meat.
Yep. Which honestly, that's fine. It's all tasty goodness.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the difference between real and fake. I mean, obviously, what is the imitation crab? Like, there's a law that says they have to at least acknowledge that they're fucking imitation crab, right?
Yeah.
Does the restaurant that serves it in the product have to identify it?
Yeah, they do. They'll
Okay.
call it crab stick. Or it'll say real crab. If it's crab stick, it's the fake crab. If it says real crab, it's real crab.
If it says real craft?
Real crab.
Oh, real, yeah, okay. So it's got to say real crab on the label, not just crab with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yep. But I mean, that stuff's tasty too. It's just fish paste.
I wouldn't know the difference.
Oh, there's a huge flavor and texture difference. I can't stand crab, but I love crab stick.
So bullshit. You like bullshit crab, not real crab.
Yep.
What-
I also can't stand lobster.
What's bullshit crab actually? I know it's another animal. It's another thing. You're just calling it crab.
It's fish paste.
It-
It's compressed fish paste, colored.
so it's like a fish hot dog.
Yes.
It's whatever's fucking left.
Hmm.
And then
I mean,
they
it's a
make it-
specific fish that they use for it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought. So you're okay. There's one specific fish that is that.
Yeah, it's not like an actual hot dog, but effectively that's what it is. It's a hot dog of fish.
Of one
But
fish.
they actually have that too. It's
I-
the fish cakes. You've got the Narutos, and you've got the Chikawas. Yeah. Oh yeah, and straight up fish sausage. They're all effectively the same product, just different spices are added to it, different form factors.
I did, so I did get to experience something. It was certainly a finer joy when I went to Florida for my grandmother's funeral a couple of years ago, and I did it with my sisters, and that was kind of a nice bonding experience a little bit.
Mhm.
And we went out to eat, and we had some money. I mean, I didn't have a lot, but I know like my sisters do a little bit, so they were covering, and I got kind of a little kick from my grandmother when I saw her. Anyway, you get the point. We went to a really nice restaurant. It was on the beach, so it was like, I mean, it was nice, but it's kind of like dive bar, but it was still nice, you know, on the beach with, you know, the breeze in your hair kind of thing.
There. My name is John.
Place that can give you a good like
welcoming
pina
you
colada kind of thing.
big
Anyway,
to PGA Tour 2K23.
pre-cracked
Hope everyone
crab.
has fun out there today. We have
Yep.
some match play action happening. This
'Cause
fixing to be a good
For the
little time.
extravagance of eating crab legs and
Let's
shit.
get into this.
Without
was-
all the irritating effort.
Yes, exactly. That was the service. It's like, okay, this
I
is
still wouldn't eat it.
well for me.
I don't care for the flavor or texture.
I get that. Now, to me, the value of it, like, I guess, and that's kind of on maybe slightly the other side of the scale as sushi, where it's like the sustenance I'm actually receiving from eating this, like, it's nice. It'd be nice to be able to afford it, but like, I don't feel like I'm getting what I'm paying for. Whereas sushi's kind of the other way around.
Mm.
Like, I